House of Temple hot sauce. And I getting paid for this. I should do it like this, because I don't sure if they hit me. House of Temple hot sauce. And it tastes great. This episode of Kester's Movie Reviews is not brought to you in part by Temple's House of Temple hot sauce. If my boss see me doing this, he'll probably be like, Kester, why? Hi everybody, it's me, Kester. I know you're thinking to yourself at this point, hey, did he just drop all these? I don't understand what's happening. I'm trying to take these seriously. Like I said, catch all you this time. I really am. I'm trying to take it seriously. And you know what it is? We here reviewing movies. You know the scene? But in case you don't know the scene, people who new to the page, because I have some new subscribers, I see you all here. Thanks to the subscribers, everybody, by the way. Big up. Thanks for sharing that last one. What was the last one? But you know what the last one was? Our Queen of the Damned and...
No, not Queen of the Damned. You're now gonna do Queen of the Damned.
Glass Onion, RRR, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Thanks for sharing that up, guys. I know people out here with thousands of views, but I just be glad that any of you watch it. Seriously, thanks everybody for watching it. Seriously. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the local rock community of Trinidad and Tobago. Kinda. We have a pretty decent rock community here. Like rock metal community, not only in Trinidad, but throughout the Caribbean. But I am here to speak to you all today. I'm here to give back to the rock community. I'm here to review a movie and I feel like if you all appreciate a lot. I'm not sure why. Like, I want to start by saying that it was a really big toss-up between The Crow and the movie we're about to review today, but this movie won out over that. And if you read the caption, obviously you know what the name of the movie it is, and if you read the caption, you know what the name of the movie is. Yeah, I guess that's what the sentence says. Queen of the Damned is, fanfare. Queen of the Damned. You all really like this movie. Well, the soundtrack, I posted on my Facebook about it, and I just posted the flyer, no context. I was just like, I'm going to post the poster to the movie with no context, no caption, anything, and just taking the responses. And all of the responses was like, wow, this was a great soundtrack. And I'm not here to judge you all about all your musical taste, but was it really a good soundtrack? A mid-Static X song and the most annoying Deftones song ever. I like Deftones, but change, guys. The rest of the album is just like Jonathan Davis sucking his own dick. Queen of the Damned is a 2002 film which stars Aaliyah, rest in peace Aaliyah, Stuart Townsend, rest in peace Stuart Townsend's career. That's really all the information I have for you in that kind of sense. So my first problem with Queen of the Damned is, what kind of movie is this? Skyla and I were having a conversation about it Sunday when we were going to get dinner, and we were like, is that movie a horror movie? It's not. Is it like a drama? It's not a drama. Is it a vampire movie? Nah, obviously it's a vampire movie. There are vampires in the movie. Is it a fantasy? And if it is a fantasy, whose fantasy is this? Like, I just want to say, I just really happy that these, like, the leather jackets and mesh shirts didn't catch on locally, because you're, like, it's way too hot here for that nonsense. Now, I didn't read any of these Anne Rice books, and I asked Skyla if she wanted to rewatch Interview with a Vampire, and she was like, and I was like, you have a point. I didn't really want to do that either. So it starts as a vampire, and after sleeping for like a century or some shit, he wakes up and realizes there's a band playing in his house. What band playing in my house? I just want to talk. Okay, firstly, I can't put the audio here. We're going to get that out of the way. But like, look at this. Look at this. You're feeling that cringe. You're feeling it in your chest, right? You all thought this was cool. Look at this. It's technically night and screaming in my house. So the star shows up and he's like, hey, I ain't your band now. And then the movie starts. That's how the movie starts. So there's a press conference. And at the press conference, the starting this band, I'm not really sure what the name of the band is. I should probably research that. I'm not going to. And if I do, the name is going to be here. So they started this band announcing their one-time only concert at Death Valley, which is the hottest desert in the world from what I can remember. I think temperatures just reached some ridiculous amount. I put the information here, right? Because I'm all about education. I want to make sure that when you all come here, you're learning something. Like the movie review scale going from Prince to Prey, which is here, to 10, which is over here, that I did not mention earlier, but I'm going to throw in here. So Lestat is there at the press conference, and the reporters are like, "Yo, Lestat, you have some rumors online that you're giving away vampire secrets." And Lestat is like, "Well, yeah, I just here trying to get some friends to wake up and come lime now, cause I'm a vampire and I bored. Yeah, that's it. Like, Lestat wakes up from a centuries long sleep and starts to jam with this band because he wants his other vampire friends to just come line with him. But it just comes across like he's an annoying spoiled little out here being reckless because he wants attention now. Let's just take a second to realize that none of the humans need to be taking him seriously. No human so far, really, that is still alive, has been like, wow, vampires exist, except I guess the manager, but he doesn't count, and the band, they don't count. The vampires, like, yo, you're giving away our secrets, and in reality, yeah, he is giving away the secrets, but the humans don't care now. Humans just, they're like, I want to keep listening to this, like, band that kind of sounds like corn now.
The name of the band is Satan's Night Out.
The name of the band is Satan's Night Out. Skyla with the Skyla with the research in the back there. Oh my god, hold on. Take this away from me. Satan's Night Out is the name of the band, and we're never gonna talk about it again. So I wanna make fun of this scene that's happening right here because this nigga is crawling on the floor and these are like crawling with him on the floor like if any of this is even a little bit sexy. And at this point when he starts to crawl up the wall, I mean, like, realistically, put yourself in this situation, right? You're crawling on the floor with a white boy. You're already making bad decisions. Then this nigga starts to climb up a wall. Shouldn't this be your first indication to leave the room that you're in? So I had this whole joke about how in this movie it was kind of funny that you could see the like Lestat had all these music videos and you could see his music videos because he's a vampire now. You're not supposed to be able to see him on film. So I had to Google if vampires in the Anne Rice vampire universe, I guess, like if they were able to see like if people could see them on mirrors, and apparently you can. So you Anne Rice, you ruined the perfectly good joke I had there with
She died.
Anne Rice died? Perfect segue into. So you're saying it's supposed to speak ill of the dead, but Ali is undead in this story, so I feel like if I have a pass. So now we introduced to the Telemasker. Telemasker is a group of individuals, I guess, who watch vampires and take notes and steal their journals. I'm not really sure what it is, though. And we have Jessie. Jessie's a apprentice, and no one takes her seriously. But she has a stats journal, and she's going to read it for us. And that is what the next 20 fucking minutes of this movie pretty much is. Like, Jessie, underappreciated, like, apprentice, had a dream earlier that I didn't mention, and I'm pretty sure gonna come in handy later on in the movie, but we'll talk about that later. And, like, she talking to the rest of the Telemasker about this bar named Admiral's Arms that Lestat sings about in this song Redeemer. This is one of these songs, by the way, that the vampires are saying that he giving away vampire secrets in. And I am going to read the lyrics to this song for you all. Yeah, so the Marilyn Manson song Redeemer. Let's start Redeemer. Lyrics go as follows. The hunger inside given to me makes me what I am. Always it's calling me for the blood of man. They say I cannot be this. I'm
hiding from the day. I cannot bear, I cannot tame the hunger in me. Oh, I see, I did and always searching.
That's really what it is. You can't with me, seriously.
Oh, I see, I did and always searching. You can't with me, so instead you taste my pain. The hunger inside given to me makes me feel alive. Always out stalking prey. In the dark I hide. Feeling, falling, hating. Feel like I'm feeling away, hating life.
That's really what your lyrics to this song is. It doesn't even rhyme!
They say I cannot be this, I'm jaded, hiding from the day. I cannot bear, I cannot tame the hunger in me. Oh, I see, I did and always searching. You can't fuck with me, so instead you taste my pain. The hunger inside given to me makes me feel alive. Always out stalking my prey. In the dark I hide. Feeling, falling, hating. Feel like I'm feeling, hating life.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I can see why the vampire is angry. If you analyze the song, as you realize that the vampire secrets given away are vampires like blood. Vampires stalk their prey. Vampires don't come out during the day. So back to Jesse and the journal I was talking about earlier, right? So Jesse has the Star's journal and we get a flashback that honestly takes way too long. And we meet Marius. This is Marius. Marius, I think, was like the third or fourth vampire ever in the history of time. And not gonna. One point is, Marius turned Lestat into a vampire because he was so beautiful he had to keep him forever. No homo. Marius explains to Lestat how to be a vampire. Like, yo, don't be a vampire around humans for too long, because those scary hoes pretty much. So they go to this party, and the first thing that Lestat does is scary hoes. Like, with this whole violin thing, I mean, I get it, you get it violin, but like, did you need to do this? Don't do it. And Lestat is playing violin again, and he playing violin, and the secret door opens in the house, and he follows the secret door down to. Hi, like, I'm gonna have a real moment only here for 5 minutes reviewing this movie, only making me realize how much of this movie was how much of this book was stripped away for this piece of shit movie. Kind of makes me kind of sad now, because like you could see the potential for so many things to develop into, like, so many little elements within the story to develop into like these massive teams now. Like, the Telemasker is an organization that in this situation, like in this movie, there seem like 12 niggas in a fucking boardroom. And I've never read the book, so I'm gonna say it again, but you can see how this organization may not only observe vampires, but may actually impact on the story, as opposed to in this movie where they just kind of dare now. Even this annoying ass Jesse character and the flashback and the vampires and all that stuff. I never read the book, like I said, but like if you didn't know and you just saw this movie, you'd be so fucking confused. But she had this dream when the start of the movie, and it completely random, and then it doesn't show up again until almost the end of the movie, and we're gonna get to that soon. But like this movie is so bad that it irritates me, because it's based on like legitimate vampire lore. Interview with a Vampire, from what I can remember, was each one of the characters seemed to have some level of like character development. You know what I'm saying? Some sort of redeemable characteristics. I mean, you can empathize with the character. This bitch was like a kid now, like that forever child. She would never know what it would like to be an adult vampire, and she was in love with, like, it had a bunch of fucking things in Interview with a Vampire. But this is just like a MTV vampire movie now, and I feeling sad. Then that was the moment of realness. Back to the jokes or whatever. So the start goes down in the secret room thing, and he's like, yo, I like bite this statue. I mean, he bites the statue and he gets some blood and he trip balls, and then Marius will show up and be like, yo, calm the down and tie him to a bed. No homo. Explain to him that, yo, the statue that you drank the blood from, I guess, is the first vampire, the queen of vampires, Kasha, Aliyah. And you shouldn't do that, because it's a mixture between I jealous because I've been taking care of the vampire statues forever and they never let me drink their blood. And that can't be good blood, dog. This is statue blood. Bad idea, my guy. So we fashion forward again to like present day Will, and Crazy and Jesse went to the Admiral Arms to look for Lestat. Remember when we watched Twilight? That stupid face pushed yourself in the stupid position, and he's like, if you're like a woman in a vampire movie, do you need to put yourself in a stupid position? Do you need to endanger your life in order for the plot to move forward? I don't know why this write it like this, but if you're a woman in a vampire movie and you make rational decisions, the plot of the movie will just stop. So she goes to the Admiral Arms, like I was saying this, no? Before I got distracted again. I get really distracted. Like, the worst fight scene in life happens, and Lestat shows up, and Lestat is like, yo, and she's like, yo, and it's like, and the two main characters of the movie meet each other finally. So let's just move forward as quickly as we can. And Marius, back in America, I think I mentioned that he was in London before. I think I just disappeared from the frame, but he was in London through most of the movie, and now he's back in America. And Marius shows up to explain to Lestat that yo, the vampire's coming to kill you, and having this giant rock concert in the middle of the desert is probably a bad idea. And the start is like, I know, I don't care. Bad man don't cater. And Maris is like, yo, what you really doing here at the start? And he's like, yo, I am in a new metal band. I am in Corn with a C. New metal is going to be popular forever. So we go to the concert. We're in the concert now. I didn't mention this, but Jesse leaves the Telemaster and decides to go to the concert. We are at the concert now, and Jonathan Davis is outside scalping tickets. I know y'all didn't notice the first time y'all watched this, but there he is. Yeah. So Jesse manages to get like chosen as one of the girls to go be fed till the start, and when she goes to the place to get the house or whatever, the start is like, hey, use that girl from the Admiral's arms who had to save from the other vampires after she endangered her life. And she's like, yes, me. I gotta deal with this now. Something that I feel like I should have dealt with before or going to have to deal with in the future. So I know this one real long, but I call Roopa, as usual. My boy Ropes, you all know Roopa. I call Roopa late in the night when we were watching this movie because I made Roopa draw these up. So like artwork by the wonderful Dominic Roopa. Let's have a conversation about flying. So okay, if you are a superhero and you flying with somebody, right? This position is stupid. I mean, like you're more likely to slip. The person more likely to slip out of your hands and fall to the. So I got the Kester's movie review team together, and we had an emergency meeting like 11 o'clock in the night about what is the best ways to fly with someone else, and we came up with these 3 examples. Right, so the vampire is attacking the start on stage, and he doing pretty well. He killing a couple. One tries to sneak up behind him, and Mario shows up out of nowhere and stabs on his head. No homo. Yeah, well, they're doing pretty decent, and then all of a sudden, out of the vampires on fire and floating through the air. Alea's here. That's a weird joke, seeing that she died in a plane crash. Anyway, so she shows up and takes the start away in the exact same position I was talking about earlier. We're not gonna deal with that. That happens, and she takes him to this, like, zone, and there's bone in this room, in this bathtub full of blood and petals. It's kind of weird. So we flash sideways, and Jessie wakes up in this place from the dream she had earlier that I only lightly touched on, I guess. She meets Aunt Maharet and her gigantic ass motherfucking hands. Look at this woman's hands. Why do your hands look more like a vampire than you do?
The fingers from Scary Movie.
Range. You should see how we pee.
Oh my fucking god, why do you... I'm gonna be honest. Sorry, I can't get back to it. I'm gonna be honest. She explained something here that is important, but I can't really focus on it because of... Jesus Christ, why are her hands so huge? I can't stop thinking about the pee from the fingers though. So the next morning they wake up and they go outside. There's a load of dead bodies outside, like more than usual. He goes out to the beach and there's even more dead bodies on the beach. And then Aliyah shows up and she's like, yo, look at all these dead bodies. What's he seen? And he's like, what? Why you kill all these people? And she's like, yeah, that's how I was real. I just kill people right through because that's just how I was real now. When I was a vampire, I didn't even give a shit who cared I was a vampire, and I just to roll the dance. And I realized that's your scene too, so we could lie. And he was like, that's not really my scene now. Nobody really like believe I was a vampire. I just kind of see it, just sell records and like look for attention there. Yeah, look for attention there. I don't really like kill this many people. Yeah, so essentially what he's saying is, if you kill all my fans, I can't sell my bad like albums. And they go to the place where Jesse and Solid Fingers is. They have a whole conversation about this battle, like another horrible battle. And they're like, yo, if we all attack Aaliyah at the same time, then she'll get weak. So they do that. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, this guy's entire face and this. Like, I know we make fun of like we make fun of Twilight a lot as people. We agree that Twilight was a bad series of movies and a poor representation of vampires. But I really think that this movie is way worse to the reputation of the idea of vampires than Twilight could ever be. So, like, I didn't bring this up earlier, but if you drink the last drop of blood from a person or whatever, it's draw you in and use like tuners. So, the aunt with the fingers from everything everywhere all at once. She drinks the last drop of blood from Aaliyah, causing Aaliyah to turn into a black statue, not a white statue from earlier. And like the black statue just crumbled, but the white statue just live. What kind of shit is that? The black statue crumbles and the white statue, and she's turned into a white statue because she's the new queen of the damn now. And then they start and Jesse just go check the people in one of the guys from the Talamasca and just be like, here's the journal. And he's be like, thanks. Because I forget to mention this, but Jesse's a vampire now. Some shit just happened. He's like, a ladies make this one kill. I really don't care. This movie was bad. 1 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so thanks everybody for coming out. You know how it is. You know what it is. We all cheer. Skyla, if anything you want to say to the people?
No.
Skyla doesn't have anything she want to say to the people. Big up to the Bloom TNT. Big up to Tampa House of Pepper. House of Temple. Pepper Sauce. Big up to Stag. Good night, everybody.